Boris Johnson missed 5 COBRA meetings during the early stages of the coronavirus outbreak, it has been claimed. Boris Johnson skipped 5 COBRA meetings on the coronavirus outbreak at the start of the year, before the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. The Prime Minister missed a number of emergency meetings, which is attended by leading ministers, intelligence chiefs and other experts, in January and February just as the outbreak started to worsen, the Sunday Times reports. Piers Morgan has responded to the report and branded it a scandal. Mr. Johnson was absent from one meeting, yet found the time to join in a Lunar New Year Dragon Eyes ritual to celebrate the Chinese New Year. The other meetings were understood to have been skipped in order to prioritize his personal life and other domestic issues, such as Brexit and his cabinet reshuffle. The Prime Minister then spent 2 weeks of the half-term break. The first COBRA meeting attended by Mr. Johnson was on March 2, when the outbreak had already started to grip the country. As a result, one senior government advisor has heavily criticized Mr. Johnson for lack of leadership. They told the newspaper, "There's no way you're at war if your PM isn't there." And what you learn about Boris was he didn't chair any meetings. He liked his country breaks. He didn't work weekends. It was like working for an old-fashioned chief executive in a local authority 20 years ago. There was a real sense that he didn't do urgent crisis planning. It was exactly like people feared he would be. At the beginning of the year, the government insisted the threat from coronavirus was low and the country was well prepared for it. Speaking in the House of Commons in January, Matt Hancock said, "The Chief Medical Officer continues to advise that the risk to the UK population is low and has concluded that while there is an increased likelihood that cases may arise in this country, we are well prepared and well equipped to deal with them." But the government has been accused of failing to fully prepare the country for an outbreak, especially in regards to the country's stockpile of personal protective equipment (PPE). A government source told the newspaper ministers were slow to respond to the threat of the pandemic even in February. They said, "Almost every plan we had was not activated in February. Almost every government department has failed to properly implement their own pandemic plans." For example, the plan to give an early warning to firms that there might be a lockdown, so that they could start